It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
Yeah, it's the Conjugal Visits, and welcome to the show. I love our opening song, man. It's great. I love it. I just, that was great, man. It fits us to a T. It sounds like, but it's describing actually what's going on with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
I'm sick but not insane. I've got amnesia.
Yeah.
So I don't recall. Hey, we're here with KGFRocks.com. This is Conjugal Visit. Welcome, and I want to say hello, first of all, to Guido, my good friend Guido. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? And then also joining us from the very beginning tonight, the lovely, lovely MJ420. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm great. How are you? Hi, guys. Tuning in.
Yeah. We got to love our show.
What if there's girls tuning in?
Oh, hi, girls.
Hi,
ladies.
girls.
Woo! Love for the ladies. Ladies rock.
Y'all want to come in and say hello. When you come into the chat, you go to the main page of the Spreaker page, and you go down to where it says chat. Click on that, and then come in and chat with us. And later on, when we do the interview, you can go ahead and talk with, ask questions of Mark and all that good stuff. So, anyways, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. Nice and stoned on this Sunday afternoon or evening, I should say.
I got gas.
You got gas?
You always have gas. If you don't have gas, you got hemorrhoids.
I was
How old are you?
42.
42.
Well, you act like you're 60.
I don't act like I'm 60. My body acts like it's 60.
You're saying he's got 1 foot on the platform and one on the train? Is that what you're saying?
He needs to stop it. Be young, Guido. Be young. You have it in you.
Forever young. Yeah.
Forever young. That's right.
Oh, Lord.
No, it's not me. It's just, I abused myself in my younger years when I was a club DJ, and when in Rome,
right.
you do what the Romans do.
Yeah, I've been there.
Partied.
Oh, like it was the last day on earth.
I always used to I'd always put on a long set so that I could go take a leak and do a couple of one hits in the bathroom.
Well, I had a booth, so I didn't have to worry about leaving. It was dark. We had darkened windows.
Yeah. You could sit back there and do one hits and shit, and nobody'd even know.
Man, I wish I had that experience. I've only done the online DJing thing, so I don't know what it's like to have my own booth and be the center of attention in a club. I think that'd be amazing.
Well, you become an ego person. For a long time, I got my nickname Guido because of DJ. And one time I had a family function and I had to go DJ. It was a Saturday and I didn't have time to change. So I got there with my gold chain and my wife beater. And that was Guido from that moment on, and before that I was DJ SMF.
Oh, okay.
Sexy motherfucker.
I've always
Sexy
been Mary
motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Is that what that means? SMF?
Yeah, or sick motherfucker. Either way, you can do it.
I've always been DJ Mary Jane because I like to toke the ganja.
Yeah. Do you? We didn't realize that.
We didn't understand that. I was going to ask you about that one day, but I didn't have the nerve to ask.
Yeah. She is the queen of the green.
I am the queen of the green. I always got it. I'm always stoned, and I love music.
So, you didn't feel the earthquake in Oklahoma, huh?
No, but I heard about it. My best friend lives in Oklahoma, and she was a couple miles away from it. She said she didn't really feel it was maybe a 3-pointer where she was at.
Right.
But I thought it was weird. I'm always used to just California having earthquakes. I had no idea they had them in Oklahoma.
Right.
I thought they just had tornadoes.
Well, they say it's from all the fracking, and that they're dumping all that wastewater back into the ground.
Oh yeah, they do a lot of that out there, so
And
that would
it's
make
like,
sense.
it's like
Yeah, I
they
know.
fill
When
it
when I
like a water
frack,
balloon.
shit happens too.
When you frack, shit happens
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Especially when I go frack the back door.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah. Sometimes they do say that. Oh Jesus.
Oh God.
You want to gotta deal with people?
Or are
God.
you sure you're in?
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Well, I'm sure. You sure? Hey, where'd you go? That's
Right.
another good one. Where'd
Yeah.
you go? Yeah. So wait a minute. Let me get out of this quicksand. So anyway, yeah, I was talking to Wild Bill Hill. He said he was driving down the road when it happened, and he didn't feel a thing. And he lives in Oklahoma City, which is about 40 or 50 miles south of the epicenter.
Wow.
So he
Yeah.
was close. I mean, and he didn't feel it while he was driving. So
Well, it's a weird thing. Earthquakes are very weird, and I learned this because, I was around for the Loma Prieta earthquake that we had here back in 1989, and I was outside when it happened, and so when it hit, I could see the other side of the street, across the street, like moving, like you could see the street roll, and it was coming towards us. So earthquakes, they come in waves, and it's very possible that the earthquake could hit and leave the other house on the other side of the street
Right.
untouched because it'll stop at a certain point. It's so weird.
sure, and there's different types of earthquakes. There's the rolling type of earthquake, where it rolls,
Yeah.
and then there's the movement where it moves like a turntable almost, and then they've got the shaking one that just shakes and beats everything to the fucking ground. So there's different types of earthquakes. I guess it's how deep it is, right? Isn't that what they say? It depends on how deep it is. The one that destroyed San Francisco was actually, I guess it was like 8 miles below the surface. Wow. So it had all that room, all that time to build. And then once it got to the surface, that was it. It was like a huge tear in the earth, I guess, as it were. Right.
I thought we had an earthquake here one time in New York. I was in my backyard, laying in my chair, lounge chair, and everything started shaking. And then I looked up, and it was just a big lady from next door coming over to borrow some sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar. Is that what you call it now? Sugar?
Well, she's like Hispanic, so she wanted, one time she comes over and she wanted to borrow something, and she's like, do you have some Vigner? I'm like, do I have some what? Vigner. I'm like, what the fuck is Vigner? Oh, you want vinegar? Okay.
Vinegar. Yeah, senor.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
What's she doing way the hell up there, man? Ain't it cold up there?
I do hoochie coochie for you. $2.
$2? Yeah, I love you big time.
Make you holla.
Stop it. Now we're being insensitive. That's insensitive.
I don't.
Yeah, all the big ladies that are Latin are going to start writing into the show.
Yeah. We're not all like that.
I was politically correct. I didn't say overweight or fat bitch. I said big lady. Okay.
Big.
You assume
Guido.
that she was overweight because
No,
she could've just
I
been
knew that
big.
she was Hispanic, and we're talking. Never mind.
How do we
never
go
mind.
from earthquakes to a big Hispanic lady wanting vinegar?
He thought he had an earthquake, and she was. Never mind. Never mind.
You know what,
Okay.
though? Speaking of the earthquake, just a reminder to our listeners, be safe, be prepared. Make sure you have batteries and candles, canned foods, just anything you're going to need in a national disaster, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Well,
With this
you-
weather
The
and all
biggest
the
thing
crazy
you need
shit.
is water.
Yeah, water. Make sure you got water, plenty of
Lots
water.
of water. Yeah, you got to have lots of water, folks.
First
And
aid
to survive.
kit. People always forget to get the first aid kit. There always should be a first aid kit in the house.
Yeah, I got Hello Kitty Band-Aids in mine.
And even if you don't have a fireplace, keep some wood on hand for firewood, just so that you have a fire in case you need
Exactly.
And
You know.
here a big thing too, and I know people can't afford it because I don't have one either. But if you could, you should get a generator.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Generators
if you
are
can
always
afford a
good thing.
generator, definitely get one. They're a huge investment.
You don't need one of those ones that they wire to your house. Just get the small one that all you need to do is
keep the fridge going, keep the TV going,
exactly,
and a couple of lights going, and that should settle you. You're not going to keep the AC going, none of that stuff.
No, I just wanted to fucking so I can charge my phone.
Yeah, got to have your phone. It's important to have your phone.
Generators are very cool. If you can afford it, get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But what's funny is I didn't mean to cut you off, but when disaster or something happens, you could go to the hardware store or wherever and see a generator there for like $1,100. All of a sudden, an earthquake hits, $2,000 for the generator.
Yep.
That's bullshit. That's taking advantage of a situation.
Oh no, yeah. That's what American business is all about. Though I got to disagree with you on that because that's American business. That's how people. That's how we do things here. We Americans have always relied on the suffering of others to make a profit.
But that doesn't mean it's right.
No, it doesn't mean it's right. But see, in an emergency, that's why you have organizations like the Red Cross and Two Beavers Across the River and all these different places where you can get
two beavers
across the river.
You get these organizations, these Christian organizations, and the Red Cross, and they come out and they supply the generators and all that stuff.
Well, you would think they would supply everyone, but have you seen what's going on in Louisiana? Like, there's people that were like stuck on their roof. It's like Katrina all over again.
Well, yeah, but the problem is, you know what the problem is? I'm not saying it on the air. I can't say it.
No, say it. Say it.
No, I'm not going to say it. I really am not going to say it because it would be unfair. It would be unfair. It's because there's no coverage on it. Nobody's talking about it. He went down there and he visited, and that was the end of that.
Well, I know he didn't.
And nobody's talking about it anymore. And it's because the cameras looked around. Never mind. I'm not going to say anything.
No, you were talking about Trump, right? He went down there.
Bush. He's talking about Obama.
I was talking about Obama.
Yeah.
And he was God, I can't say it, man. I can't say it. I won't say it.
He could have done more.
Well, yeah, he still could have done more. And
he could have done more.
I'm not gonna lab or comment too much on this situation because we don't like to get political. But people bash Bush for how he handled New Orleans, but he was there the moment after it happened. He was there within 2 hours after it happened. Mm-hmm. And trying to do the best he could. The other guy stayed on vacation.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Yes, everybody deserves a vacation. Everybody deserves a vacation, including the President of the United States. But when you're in that position, your vacation gets vetoed when something like that happens to a fellow American.
I agree.
And that's all I want to say in the situation because it was kind of bullshit.
It is bullshit. Those people need more. They still need more help. So, I don't know. Maybe there's a politician listening right now to this conversation, somebody that's in high power. Do something about it because your American people, the people that vote for you, the people that help you are in need right now.
Yeah.
And they need help.
Well,
And there's nothing wrong with saying it. I don't think it's being political. It's it's straight truth. It's a fact.
It's humanity.
It is humanity. Yeah. And maybe everybody's under control. Maybe the government has it all under control. FEMA's got it all taken care of. So you know what? Then I'm not going to worry about it. Do you need my blood? I'll give you my blood. But that's about all I can get for you.
That's a good idea, Free Ride, because I bet people out there, if there is blood drives, you should because you know what? Even if it's not the disaster, do it once or twice a year. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't cost you anything, but you could be relied on, especially people that have those rare bloods like A and B. If you're O positive and that, they got so much of that. But you got the A and the B and those off-kilter blood types, please donate. It's a very important thing.
It is.
Give blood if you can.
There's always something you can do to make your community better.
Sure, that's why I donate my sperm all the time.
You donate or do you sell it?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I just leave it in the...
So there's like hundreds little Guidos.
I got a question for you. This was going around Facebook this week. and I noticed that there's an ad out that you can sell your testicle for $35,000.
I
Yeah,
saw
well,
that. Is
just
that for
one.
real?
Yeah, it is. It's for
Yeah,
real.
it's for
It,
real,
it's for
and
testicular cancer.
yeah, it's to replace a bad nut on another person, and $35,000. Now I figure I could recoup some of the money them little bastards cost me. In the long run, it wouldn't be enough to cover what I spent on the kids and all
Well,
the grandkids and all
of the
that.
first guy that did it, I got to give him credit. The first gentleman that ever did it, his name was Juan. I can't remember his last name, but now they call him Juan Hang Low. And he that was mighty kind of him. Yeah.
So he say even though he sounds Hispanic with the
Right.
name Juan, he's awfully white.
No, that doesn't.
Y'all just like getting each other in trouble.
I'm trying not to, but he sets himself up all the time. He can't help himself.
No, but Guido raises a good point. You definitely, if you're able to give blood, then you should definitely give blood and
Oh, sure.
donate to your local charities.
Sure.
And if you see someone in need, help them out because you never know. You might get it back 100-fold.
Well, here's a good one. If you go into your pantry, and not everybody this will happen, but you go in your pantry and you see all the food in there, and you're like, I'm never going to eat that. Let me throw it out. Don't throw it out. Take it to the food pantry, the food bank.
Exactly.
Let them throw it out. If it's no good, they'll throw it out. You're right. You're right.
It's just, there's so much as people we can do. And I'm saying this, and I don't really do it. I've donated blood before, and I've donated food before. But it was always not the blood part, but the food part. It was always like, oh, bring a can of food and get $5 off your ticket to this concert or whatever. I shouldn't just do it because I'm going to get something out of it. I should do it.
Just do it to do it.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Well, I went and gave me and a friend of mine a long time ago, we gave right after 9/11, we went down to the firehouse, and we dropped off big things of Gatorade.
Oh, that's cool.
And gave them to the fire guys and said, "You guys it was in the desert. We lived in Arizona, and so we gave it to the fire department. Gave them a bunch of Gatorade. Here just in case you need it one day, you'll have it."
That's awesome.
So those are the kinds of things that go a long way as well. Helping out first responders.
Yes.
Helping on anybody.
Helping anybody who gives themselves, and then also give to those who are less fortunate. And you know what, big time, blood is worth a lot. And if you can donate blood, please give blood. If you can't donate blood, don't say you can and then give blood and give somebody some horrific disease. Okay, so if you can't,
Well,
don't.
I think they usually test your blood before they
They do.
actually take it.
Yeah.
But I just found this information. So just in case y'all want to donate to the Louisiana floods, call 1-800-RED-CROSS or text LA floods to 9099 to donate $10, or you can send your donations online by going through the United Way of Southeast Louisiana's website. You can also send them a check at United Way of Southeast Louisiana, Attention Flood Relief, 2515 Canal Street, New Orleans, LA 70119. And just look it up online. Donate, even if it's just $10 or $5.
Send me that link, and I'll post it on our Facebook.
Sounds
There it
like a
is.
plan.
Okay, there it is. That's
And
cool.
we have this thing here in Buffalo, which is really cool, and I've done things for it before. It's called Wings of Hope, and what it is local pilots will fly you for free to hospitals if you need to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like if there's hospitals in another state that you need to go to. Now, they raise the money for the plane maintenance and for the fuel and, for stuff like that. But they use their own planes, these guys, and they do it for free. Absolutely nothing. They don't charge nothing. All they need is money for the fuel and money for parts, the plane, whatever. But they don't get any money for flying you to this hospitals or whatever. So and that's a
so
cool
awesome.
thing. It is. It's and I'm sure there's more things like that all around the United States because there is good people in this country.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
no, there is.
Don't let anybody tell you that we don't have the best people in the world right here. We respond more quickly and with more success to our disasters than any other country in the world. And everybody overlooks that. Everybody says, oh, it's a mess down there. Sure, it's a mess down there. What do you think it's going to take to clean it up? It's not going to, it's just not going to clean itself up. And it's going to take time to do it. And these people work. I know of two people in my life in the past that was with the American Red Cross. Matter of fact, one passed away while doing work on Katrina. So the Red Cross is very important. This is the American Red Cross. This is not the World Red Cross, okay? Don't get them confused because there is a difference. This is the United Way, and this is the American Red Cross, and these are good people, and the money will go to helping others, okay?
Sure.
Yeah,
and that's what's
I love
important.
the Red Cross.
That's what's important, okay?
What are your guys' favorite charities that you like to donate to?
Damn it, I can't even make jokes about this. Damn it, Mary.
I know. I want people. Let's be serious for a minute, and then tell us your favorite charity. That way, the listeners will listen, and maybe they'll donate to it.
I think my favorite one is anything to do with children, and I think one of the best ones is the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
I love the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They
Good stuff.
freaking rock.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and you know they don't give these kids hope, or they don't give them, but they give them something that they want. And I remember one I saw one time, and I actually teared up. It was this young girl, I believe it was, who had cancer, and her wish was to meet Captain Jack Sparrow. And Johnny Depp did the makeup, 3 hours in makeup, and went and met this girl. Yep. As Captain Jack Sparrow. So that's cool, you know, and he didn't get paid for it.
Make-A-Wish.
Right. And Make-A-Wish Foundation is probably my favorite.
And what's your
guys, go.
MJ?
Okay, wait, then go right now, you guys, and donate what you can to Make-A-Wish Foundation, even if it's just $10. Okay, so my favorite charity is the CRL Good Life. I love them. It's by Clifton Lewis, and he actually has muscular dystrophy or multiple sclerosis, but he helps people that have that. Anyone that has MS or MD, anybody that's stuck in a wheelchair that can't walk, like, he will make sure you have a ramp, that you have your handicap equipped in your home. He's provided people with vans so that they can get around. Like, he does so much, and you can donate to him at the crlgoodlife.org. He does amazing stuff. He actually works with big sports people. Like, everyone in the sports has come, and helped him, and they donate their services and time, and it's an amazing organization. They help people with MD, ALS, just anybody who's stuck in a chair or just, is having a hard time getting around. They make your life easier.
That's awesome.
So I love them. They're amazing. What about you, Free Ride? What is your favorite?
My favorite is www.kgfrocks.com.
Yay! Donate to the station.
That is my favorite place to donate.
Well, you know what?
I donate there once a month. It's great.
As a joke or not a joke.
A joke.
That's not a bad thing to say because music,
Yeah.
people do rely on music for therapeutic reasons and for also for baby making purposes and for a lot of things. Music is
everything. Music heals the soul, I believe. And I just want to say this to our listeners. Guido here and Free Ride, they work so hard, you guys, and none of this is free. Like, they don't get paid to do what they do, to bring you guys the best bands to come in here and talk to you. I mean, they don't get paid to play music for you. They don't get paid they put the money into this so they can entertain you guys. So yes, if you find it in your heart to just, grab a little bit of change, whether it's $1 or $5, donate to the station because, it'll keep us rocking. And, well, they freaking rock. They do amazing shows and amazing music every day. So why not help KGF Rocks?
If I had some money, I'd give you a raise right now.
You would.
I'm telling you, your stock just went up like 20%, 30%. That was awesome. I gave you a round of applause for that.
I love guys, and I want you guys to keep rocking. But online radio is not free. Like these guys have to put into it. And so if you guys want to keep listening, donate what you can. So definitely
rocking.
You're the bomb.
You are the
You're
shizzle
the
from
bomb.
you are the shizzle from the Bizzle Fizzle Bizzle. Hey,
Man, I love shooting this shit with you guys. You guys are fun.
well, that's why we do what we do. This is not, this is fun for me. This is fun for Guido, and it's fun for you. And if it's not fun for you, then you don't need to be doing this kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, don't be bored with it.
Well,
don't,
I got away from, I was DJing a lot, and I got away from the DJing because I do a lot of the behind the scenes work, and it consumes a lot of time, and I actually started to enjoy doing the behind the scenes work more than I did DJ.
Right.
And plus, I couldn't do all the stuff I do with the website and then DJ. I mean, I do have a family, so it was becoming too much. But I really now can pay more attention to, like the new player that we have, which sounds pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, I got to tell you, we would be remiss if we didn't touch on that. And we're going to tell you folks straight out what Streamy did to us. They just dropped the server. Poof! One day they were gone. There was no warning. No. There was no heads up, and they just quit. And they dropped us they dropped everyone. It wasn't just us.
Right.
And so what we had to do, we had to go scramble. We went over to Web DJ or whatever the hell it is.
Live Web DJ.
Live Web DJ, and we went over there, and Guido worked tirelessly to put in all the music that we lost and then some.
Right.
And the mix sounds great. And the new player that we selected, folks, if you haven't been in to check out our new player yet, it is phenomenal. It sounds 10 times better than what we had up there before.
Well, you know what it does? It's HD, first of all.
Right.
But usually when we put music into the system, we have to check the decibels and make sure that all the songs are the same level. I didn't do that because I wasn't thinking about it, but the system does it automatically. It takes the songs, it already has a peak level of 89.9, so every song it's going to take and bring it to 89.9 sound level so that nothing sounds higher or lower than the next song. And that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's real awesome.
That is excellent.
I mean, we pay more for this system, but as using this system, I think this is the system we should have went with from the beginning. So sometimes when things that you think suck happen, it turns out for the best.
Yeah, it's for a reason.
Yeah, we should have never left Live Web DJ to begin with when we first came over to KGF Rocks. That's for sure.
Well, we were a startup company. We were looking for the most,
Cheapest
I don't want to say the
out.
cheapest, but inexpensive. We needed, right. We didn't need to be have the best of everything because we wanted to add a lot of things that other stations didn't have, which cost money. So we couldn't have the best of everything, but we had awesome things that other stations didn't have, and we're 2 years now.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going on our third year. It'll be the third year this spring.
So we have really.
Oh yeah.
I'm proud of what we did. Even MJ, she's been part of KGF since its birth.
Yeah. And she's awesome, and all of our DJs are the best. They work hard, and and I know we got a few people out there listening. You're going, yeah. Let's get on with the friggin' interview. Well, I understand, but a lot of big changes happened in the last week, and we accomplished that in less than a week. Right. And I think that's pretty fucking good, and I think we deserve a round of applause for that. Tonight's guest is Mark Kreh, and Mark is from the band. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you think of this band we've got coming in here tonight, MJ?
Well, let's start off with their name. Their name is Order of Nine, and I must say they are freaking amazing. I have been listening to them, and holy crap. The guitar, everyone on guitar is amazing. So Mark is just awesome. And the guy on vocals, Michael, oh my God. His voice is just amazeballs, you guys. Like, he can sing. This band just sounds amazing. They rock it. And you definitely want to stay tuned in and see what they're all about. And definitely check them out on YouTube. All their music is on there. Like their Facebook page. And yeah, give them a try because I don't even know why they don't have more likes. They need to have like 1 million likes because they're freaking amazing.
You heard it from MJ?
You heard it from MJ. Maybe we can help.
For
Get
real.
them on the road to $1 million anyways. I'm not
I
going to
love
guarantee
them,
$1
and
million.
you know me. I'm picky when it comes to music. If I don't like a band, I'll say it straight out. But I love this band, so y'all have to stay tuned in.
Do you like Wham?
Wham! Isn't that come on?
Wake Me Up Before You Go?
Yeah, wake me up. Yeah, I like Michael.
Yeah, George Michael.
Like George Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. That's more like when I was growing up. I mean, those were all fun songs to listen to. And yeah, Wham was good back in the 80s. And when I do an 80s set, I'll throw in some Wham.
I used to like Culture Club.
Culture Club was awesome too.
I used to tumble for people. I'll tumble for you.
Oh, stop. You killed me. I got to play a song. Here we go. This is Order of 9, Spiral Staircase. Let's keep rocking. We'll be right back with Mark Kreh. That's Order of 9, and we're back up. We're on the air. We're live with our good friend. Hey, Mark, how the fuck are you, man? How you doing?
Good. And thanks for having me. I stumbled across you guys. I basically started up a new a Facebook profile. I maxed out the one that I've been using for years, and I just, been kind of getting back into networking and trying to promote for the band. It's kind of like the role that I've taken on to myself, is just kind of networking and reaching out to people online. So I stumbled across you somewhere. I can't remember where, but
right. I got to tell you, it's working, because now you're on the air worldwide right now because you did, because that's how that's actually how you and I met, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of like fishing. You go out there and you just kind of message people and share links, and you never know who you're going to meet.
What the hell, right?
Sometimes you wish you didn't.
That's true. That's true. Tonight might be one of those nights, Mark. So tell us a little bit about the band Order of 9. Tell us a little bit about them.
Off the cuff, Order of 9, Pittsburgh-based band. They've been around a really, really long time. Michael DeGrano, the vocalist, founding member, and another guitarist who has passed away. They had this band together for a real long time. There's, like with just about all bands out there, there's been lineup changes. I'm the replacement of a replacement of a replacement type of deal. I just kind of stumbled upon these guys basically in a process of, looking to find a band. Got out of a few bands. I was frustrated. I was trying to, get into something serious as I could get into. And I was really contemplating on kind of putting something together from the ground up myself. And then it was kind of daunting to kind of think about it. Like, it takes a lot of work. You got to meet people and audition, and, it's a really tough process. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but I ended up kind of just finding this ad on Craigslist and talked to the guitarist Steve Pollock, who's been in a band I think since about, I'm going to think about 2006 or so. He's been in a band, and I basically talked to him, and he filled me in on some things, and he seemed like a really cool guy, easy to get along with. We talked over the phone, and then I had my meetup / audition, and I pretty much played like complete shit. But
yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, like, I don't know, it was just one of those things where I was going through this process of meeting people, and I was like, they were finishing up a CD, and they were playing me all these tracks, and I was like, man, these guys really have their shit together. And the new CD, it sounded more contemporary, more modern. It was kind of
right
more leaning into the future, where I think the stuff in the past had more of like an 80s vibe to it. It still does at times, and that's probably always going to be there, but the last CD really had a modern feel to it at times, and I was like, this stuff sounded good. And then Steve, I think, got the gist that, I was like, this guy can play, probably needed a second chance, because I think Mike was just kind of who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean? My nerves just got to me, and then they ended up having me out again, and just been going along since there. That's, it was like, early 2011, like January 2011 is when I joined in.
Okay, so about 5 years you've been with them.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good time. Yeah, it's not like you're a newbie anymore, you know.
No, but I'm not the newbie, but there's a lot of work that I had to put in, on my end, to get where I'm at with the band and just how they do things. So, but yeah, I had a lot of respect for the guys. I mean, it takes a lot of work just to keep a band together that long, and then they have CDs actually released. They're not just selling them out of the trunk of the car.
Right, exactly. Exactly. That's
So
always nice, right?
it was a big deal for me, and just not to sound like cliche or cheesy, but it was kind of like a dream come true to have a shot to be in a band like this.
That's awesome.
And
I must say, I can't picture you playing like shit, because you and everyone else in the band just sounds amazing. The guitar, amazing.
Yeah, that
you're
credit
just amazing.
That's the recording. Credit goes to Steve and everyone who recorded on that. We recently recorded something earlier this year, but yeah, I mean, there's big shoes to fill, and the production, everything that goes into it. The videos and the recording, the songwriting. There's a lot that goes into it. So.
Yeah, the behind-the-scenes part of music is what people don't understand. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of work. It's not just playing music anymore. It's all kinds of things.
It is. I mean, you love it. You love what you do and everything, but there's, especially with this like genre, this style.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a lot like surgery as far as the production end of it, the recording end of it. It's not just. I'm used to just recording and setting up mics, recording like with a drummer, with a band.
Mm-hmm.
There's this type of genre, this type of style. It's, I had a lot to adapt to. I basically came from like,
what was your genre?
Like a real I came from like a background of like, hardcore. It was metal, just a different style of metal.
Mm-hmm.
Real just heavy aggressive stuff, and this is more musicianship oriented, and it just was a transition for me, a different something that I've always liked, just something that just I never had sought out to do before.
Now, do you have a certain specific kind of guitar that you use, or do you just use whatever you think sounds and looks cool?
It's funny because it has to look cool to me. I'm like pretty picky with guitars. I'm really I only really like SG style bodies and Les Paul style bodies. Like, everything to me is an offshoot of either a Fender or a Gibson. Like,
sure.
When you think about it, like body style, I mean, there's like the V, that's kind of like the weird one. But, I've always just been into those two guitars, those body styles. But I prefer like Gibsons, either like a Les Paul, probably my go-to. But I do love ESP guitars, and a couple of the guitars that I have now, they're called Spear. Mm-hmm. They're basically an offshoot, of something like an ESP would be. The band got me an endorsement through that company.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. ESP is a great guitar, especially for metal music. But I agree with you on the whole Gibson Fender thing. If nobody can come up with a new style, it seems like, that sticks, a new body design, because those were the best two ever made.
Yeah, I mean, they're there's only so much you can do, but for someone to get Gibsons solely and play them exclusive, I mean, they're real expensive guitars. Sure. I think the ESPs, they take a beating. They're really resilient. Mm. They're meant to be played. Like a Gibson, if I played my Gibsons as much as I did my ESP guitars, they'd be beat the hell. They're just not resilient.
Yeah, definitely. I use because they're inexpensive and I'm not that good. I use Washburn.
Oh, okay, yeah. I actually have a Washburn 7-string guitar.
Oh, cool. 7-string. That's not easy to play.
Yeah, I try to stick with 6. That's hard enough for me.
Yeah, definitely. That's hard enough for anybody. Like now, I'm stealing the show. So I'm sorry, but anyways,
Go ahead.
The one question I like to ask guitar players, because I love guitar and influence wise. Now, there's an eclectic amount of good guitarists out there. Like my favorites are I love Steve Vai, Zach Wilde, and Eric Clapton. Very different, people there. But is there anybody as a youth growing up that made you say, "Oh shit, that's what I want to do"?
Yeah, I mean, I consider myself pretty eclectic. I'm probably one of the most, as far as like styles go. I love pretty much all. I'm like out of the band Order 9. I got my hand in a lot of different areas as far as music styles. But the first time I was like, man, it just really grabbed me. I mean, I'd always loved music growing up, but the first time, like, I came across something that I was just like really kind of like just wrapped up in it all the time. I just didn't want to leave it. Was whenever the Appetite for Destruction album came out. I was a young kid, I was a little kid, but I mean, I listened to that nonstop for, I don't know, like 2 years.
I was 13 when that album came out, and it changed the whole game for me, because up to that point I was stuck on like a couple other things. Like I was a huge Kiss fan, and Ace Frehley was the guy that got me into like the guitar. But when the Appetite for Destruction came out, it was
Here we go.
I always got to mention Kiss in every episode. But when Appetite for Destruction came out, it changed the game. But here's the thing about that album: it also kind of killed them, because they got too. Well, maybe not them, but Axl Rose got like too bigger than himself.
Yeah, I mean, it happens with a lot of like I think, that syndrome happens with a lot of bands that kind of get catapulted in that way,
Axl Rose.
Yeah,
Axl Rose's problem actually was
He's a dick.
He was a dick, but the press and all that stuff, they caught him without his weed. When he had his weed, he was fine. But other than that, he was a horse's ass, and I think a lot of the problems came from the pressure of him performing. I think there were some nights he just didn't want to be out there, man, and you could tell the way he performed.
And I can relate to that. I mean, the guys laugh, hear me say this because they know it, but I'm pretty inconsistent at, with how my mood dictates kind of like how I function. And that goes along with playing. Like if I'm not, if I'm in a bad mood, or if something, like I'm very like temperamental as far as, like in a live setting, if something's not the way it should be, it just kills my buzz, it could be like a bad sound check, or something's wrong with my amp. It's something like that. Just I can relate to. It's just being human. There's people out there that I admire because they're just so consistent. They pick it up in like 3 a.m. and they're just, they're just right there. I've never been one of those people.
Right.
Personally.
Well, you know what? I always said, like, playing guitar and music is an extension of your inner feeling. Because if you play guitar with feeling, you're already better than most guitar players out there. Because let's face it, anybody can learn how to play the guitar, but without your emotions coming through it, it just sounds like sloppy, notes.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to be in it for yourself first. I mean, because everything, I mean, not to sound like selfish, but everything you do with music, if it doesn't come from you first, then, it's fake. It's just drive. It's not gonna come off the way, it's meant to be.
Absolutely.
But
I think.
yeah, I mean, it's getting in that zone can be tough for me, but when I'm in it, I'm in it,
Right.
I usually have to get really pissed off at myself and then, it's like a mental war.
Hey, that's a good way to put it. MJ, I think you wanted to ask a question, didn't you?
Well, yeah. Oh, well, I have a couple questions, but okay. My first question is, how long have you been playing the guitar, and what made you pick it up? How'd you learn it? I think that's always a good question, especially for people that are interested in learning.
Yeah.
Because you're amazing on it. I love it.
I'm a late starter with everything. Like I got my start late, like I was saying before, like Appetite for Destruction. I was so into that CD, and I actually didn't start playing till a little bit later after that. I didn't have the discipline or the, I've just kind of like a late starter with everything. But a friend of mine that I went to high school with, this guy Lou, who was, for kids growing up, everyone's like, yeah, Lou's he's a good guitarist for how young we were. And in high school, like around 11th grade or so, I started playing. He showed me like three or four chords, and I never got into lessons for the longest time. I just kind of sat around and picked up things from friends like him, and sat around and learned by ear, like the vast majority of most guitarists do,
right.
especially at that time. I mean, it's like so funny, like how makes me sound so old, but this is like when cassettes were still around, and
I was around that time, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so it's different. It's a different world today. Like today, you can learn from anyone you want to. You can, go on YouTube, and I mean, I do it now. I learn more now than I ever did, because it's just instantaneous learning. It's, you jump online, and as long as you have a credible source, you're golden. But I mean, back then you're like at the mercy of your vicinity of what's in your reach. You know what I mean? Like the guitar store down the street, you were kind of more, left to your own devices. But
sure.
in some ways that's good. In some ways it's bad. But yeah, I basically started playing late, and then I really, really got into music. Did real shitty in high school, and my parents weren't about to help me out to go to college, so I kind of went to a culinary school here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
That's funded by the government. You basically, the catch is you got to go from like 8 until 4 in the morning. And then after I got out of there, I kind of won their respect, and they're like, okay, well, I got all my core credits out of the way, and then they helped me out a little bit at Duquesne, and I went to Duquesne for music.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Good for you. Yeah,
awesome.
You think having tapes makes you old? Free Ride was there when Edison played the first record.
Yeah, it was called a recordathon.
Right.
It was a device that looked like a clothes strainer. One of those old time where you just bring it through the ringer. Yeah, it's old clothes.
Well, I think it's great that you're self-taught. And for being such a late starter, I think you sound amazing. So do the other dudes in the band. Like, just the guitar on each song is it's awesome. The vocals, Michael rocks. You guys are please check them out. Order of 9, because, yeah, this band is awesome. What can we expect from you guys in the near future?
Well, like right now we're basically we've broken the ice on it, but we're in the early stages of doing like basic tracks for the new CD. And I mean, this is pretty much why I live to do music, is to kind of create. I know a lot of people, I think a lot of musicians love playing shows and getting a pat on the back, and don't get me wrong, it's a great feeling, but I'm perfectly content with just, I like to create and put together the music. To me that's like where it all stems from,
Right.
And kind of unlocks everything else. Okay, the music. You have the music. it's you write, you record, you play shows. But I mean, to me, and the guys have known it since I've gotten into the band. This is what I've worked up to, is to help put together a CD and do my best to kind of push things forward.
But it's got to be Mark. It's got to be fun, or at least gratifying when you guys get done with this. This has got to be huge for you personally.
Oh my God, yeah. I have so much invested into it personally, and not just with them too, but before them. And it's going to be a great feeling, and it's just one of those things that I have to see it through. There's been, how there's hurdles with everything, setbacks, but if there's one thing I'm good at, is just being tenacious, kind of just pushing through. Everything else it's important, but I know that you just got to push through, see it through. And, kind of, once we broke ice on this recording, you start to kind of taste blood, smell blood in the water. So it's a good feeling.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Cool. So now on this coming up album that you guys are going to finish up, is there an anticipated date for release, or you guys aren't sure yet?
Oh man, I wish. I mean, it's kind of a process, but basically we got to get our shit. We got to get it all done. We got to get it, everything. We got to get recorded. We have to have it mixed, and then I'm pretty sure they're going to go with the same guy that mastered the last recording. His name's, I think I'm pronouncing it right, his name's Jens Borgen. I think he's done people like Symphony X, which are like huge heroes to Steve Pollock.
Steve Pollock.
Other guys. They actually, they turned me on to a lot of this stuff. I knew of different bands, and of course I've heard them, but once I got in this band, I really started digging into things, and he, a lot of it depends upon his schedule, what's going on with him, if we decide to use him. And then what happened last time when the last CD came out, the record label had a schedule that they were on, so we basically had to wait to play catch up with whatever the label was releasing, to say, okay, you guys are next.
Right.
So I would love if it came out, if we got our all of our shit done and it could come out next year, maybe this time or late next year, that'd be great. But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of variables.
Sure, and we'll tell you what, as soon as it does come out, we will definitely play it here on this station.
Yeah, we had Mike LaPond on our station, and the popularity. I mean, it was awesome. We interviewed Mike LaPond. It was awesome, and that's why when I heard you guys, that's why I kind of leaped in and said, "Wow, I want to talk to these guys." So I hit you up on it, I mean, it's. That like we were talking about earlier about all these bands from Pittsburgh and that northeast corridor there. There's a lot of bands in there, New Jersey and places like that.
It really is. I mean, I don't know if it's just because of people playing more, or it's just because people are more aware of it because of the internet. But there really are.
To me, I mean, we've talked to a lot of people from that area, haven't we, Guido?
Sure, you definitely have, and it's living here on the East Coast. I know in Buffalo, New York, the radio stations can give two shits about local music. So
yeah,
it's all.
Dude, I just got to keep it real. Like, what's the radio like? I mean, it's just. Of course I've been out of the state and listen to radio like different places. I lived in Ocean City, New Jersey for a little bit, like out of high school with my friends, and I don't know, it just seems like radio, it's just it's just a monopoly. They just take the same stuff, play it over and over and over. I mean, here in Pittsburgh, you just, if you happen to put on the radio, you're hearing the same stuff that you heard as a kid growing up. There's no, and I mean, that's, now you don't, like, I don't listen to it at all. It's just, everyone has their own playlists, and, you can go on YouTube or, listen to whatever you want.
Or
I mean,
go on kgfrocks.com and and definitely you can hear, commercial free, by the way, which kicks ass.
Right.
You can actually hear Order of Nine starting tomorrow morning. They go right into our rotation tonight before I go to bed, and they go right into rotation. They'll be playing in our rotation all the time, and then when
we really, really, really appreciate it.
Well, see, here you can listen. Like, we do play some of those songs that you heard when you were a kid, but you'll hear them, and then right after that, you'll hear something like by your band or something from somebody brand new. Or, I mean, we have this mix of
amazing
great
rock
proportions, because we play from 1966 to 2016, and you're going to get, if you haven't listened to the songs of the past or whatever, you're going to get a music history lesson on the station, but you're also going to hear the bands of the future too.
Correct, like Order of Nine and Symphony X and Mike LaPon's Silent Assassins, and just we play a boatload of local bands, and especially the bands that we have on the Conjugal Visit. We make sure that you guys get put into our rotation, because that's what we're looking for. Your listeners, people to come in, your fans are going to come to follow us here. And the local stations aren't going to do that for you, because they're more interested in people buying advertising time than they are in entertaining the people that they play for. And that's what it's become.
And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, those mainstream DJs, they pretty much are just handed what they're.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
they have to play exactly what they're told to, because I was one once. And here's how it works. Say you get a sponsor from Joe's Auto Garage, okay, and he's a big sponsor. Joe's going to say, I don't really like Metallica, and I don't want my station or my ads to be played around them. Okay, so anytime Joe's getting played, that whole hour, 2 hours, there ain't going to be no Metallica. Because the advertisers pretty much control, because that's where the money's coming from.
That's where the money's coming from.
They have to pay to play the music, so they're going to listen to what the money coming in says, and that's the sad part about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I honestly, this whole internet radio thing, I really believe, I mean, it just, at least from where I see and what I look at, things online, it just keeps gaining steam, because people want to listen to, they don't want to listen to the same song 800 times, or,
Right.
I mean, I really think, like, in the long run, just mainstream, FM is just going to continue to, dwindle down. Just, I just think that's the way it's going to go.
Well, that's true. And not only, is that true, but they only have really a presence in the areas that they're in. These internet stations have presences all over the world. One of our biggest listenership is out of Germany. So I'm sure your local rock station don't get, European listeners, but we do. So the music that's played here is heard globally, and, people, and also, I don't know if we told you this or not, if your CD is in Amazon or any of those other places, when somebody's on our station and they hear it, oh, I like this, they can hit the Amazon button and buy it right directly from our site.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, directly from our site. And I mean, it's all about the not only the local bands, but the bands that are up and coming. And if we find it talented, we're pretty skeptical on a lot of bands that hit us up and stuff. No, that's not what we want. But bands that spark our imagination are going to spark our listeners' imagination, and that's what we're doing this for. It's not doing it for us; we're doing it for the listeners. That's for sure. And your stuff is going to be in there for sure. And as soon as we get the request page fixed, because we had to make some changes and it's not there, people will be able to request your music and they'll be able to play it. But right now, you mind if I play something from you guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
You
That'd
got
be
a few
great.
minutes here? Okay, we're going to go ahead, and what I'm going to play right now is Order of Nine, and that is Seventh Year of the Broken Mirror. This is a kick-ass tune. Stay tuned. This is The Conjugal Visit, and you're listening to KGFRocks.com.
Is the seventh year the
Order of Nine. And you're listening to the Conjugal Visits here on KGFRocks.com through Spreaker, our good friend. And we're with Mark, Mark Kreh, and he's with Order of Nine, and that was just a kick-ass song there. That was, matter of fact, that was Seventh Year of the Broken Mirror. So basically, when did this last album that's out now? When did that come out?
That came out in late May of 2012.
2012. Okay, so you're definitely on that album for sure, right? I knew that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I think I knew that. That's for sure. Who produced that album? Do you recall?
Steve
the
Pollock.
producer?
Yeah, Steve Pollock produced it. I wasn't in the band at the time, but he produced that CD.
Oh, okay.
He has his own studio in his home, which he's updated it pretty extensively since the last recording,
Cool.
mainly with basically a lot of different software, and it's going to help the next CD. You know, we'll have even more options at our disposal. You know, lots of money he has tied up into that.
Do you record digitally or analog or?
That last CD, most of it was digital.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the drums were analog. This time around, we'll have to see. It's not completely finished, but yeah, there's a lot that goes into that.
I miss the old analog days. I like analog. I mean, it's more expensive now. It really is, but it just sounds better in some forms of music than the digital does.
Yeah, I mean, it's subjective. You know, with different genres and different styles,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you have the cliche preferences. I mean, I think with a lot of like progressive, mainstream, you know, the stuff that you're kind of accustomed to hearing now, a lot of it is digital. That's just the nature of everything. It's just everything's more cost efficient, and you have more control and precision to how to tweak things.
Right.
You know, it's no longer going to a studio where you have to pay like all this money per hour. As long as you have the equipment and the place to set everything up at, it's pretty much all a matter of how good you get at what you're doing, and that's pretty much where recording has come to. It's just been.
Well, sure, and it has made it easier, and it has made it more, you know, I don't want to say cheap, but inexpensive for bands, which is a great thing. It is. And, you know, producers of the old days would have to sit there and tape the tape together if they wanted to, you know, like it was like
yeah. I remember they actually made us do that in class once. It's kind of like, I guess, I don't know, like a history lesson of like,
Right.
you know, bring it in. I was like, oh my God, it's so tedious.
Sure. And those producers were amazing at it. I mean, they got some of the greatest music ever, but you know, on tape. And nowadays, it's you can capture the moment. That's the cool part about it, because you can capture moments and you can layer them, and you can make it so much bigger sounding than it really is.
Yeah, there's a lot of techniques and tricks. Like, you know, it just comes down to the vision you have, the preference, you know, the goal in mind you have. I mean, you know, there's a lot of professional releases, you know, international releases, and you know, sometimes I'll sit there and I'll be like, yeah, I really like how that sounds. Other times I'll be like, oh, I don't know why they would pick that. You know, it just comes down to preference. I mean, that's the cool thing. You know, everyone hears things a little bit differently. No one has the same ways they do recordings. As you know, there's so many different ways you can do things and options, so it just comes down to preference and, knowing what you like and what you're going for, that's a big key of it too.
So I noticed Michael's got a really great voice. Does that make things a little bit easier for you on rhythm guitar, or does that make it tougher?
Yeah, I mean, that really has no effect over what I do. He has one of those voices. The people, especially in this genre, like, the band gets labeled as like power metal, progressive power metal type of, that type of thing. And, the cliche with that is like the real high, constant high.
Yeah. I was thinking more like
he has that at times, but he also has that, he gets the Peter Steele nod quite a bit. Actually, when I was starting to pay that profile up and I was pushing stuff, there was like 2 or 3 people that, said Peter Steele. And I mean, he has that. I mean, it's like the thing that I love about his voice is it's just signature. It's automatically recognizable. A lot of people hate it and a lot of people love it.
Oh, I think his voice is amazing.
Yeah, you like that,
that's what people seem to either go. When I was reading a lot of the reviews, people seem to go either way with it, and I like that. I mean, I like that there's, there seems to be kind of like an extreme side,
it makes
preference.
it sound almost like instead of just a heavy metal, more of a progressive metal, and especially on a couple of the particular songs that I heard, and it just seemed like it was more of a. You guys even had the nerve. They even had the nerve to have songs last more than 5 minutes, and I think that's amazing. All right, when a band does that, then that means they have a good imagination, and they expand on what they want you to hear.
Oh, I agree.
And that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think as long as you can listen to the song and not have it feel like it's the time that it has, then you kind of have done the trick. If you're getting through the song and you feel like, okay, you stop it, or
let's end this fucking thing right now.
Yeah, and again, it just comes to what you're into and what grabs you. I mean, they've turned me on to a lot of different stuff, and I mean, like right now we're piecing together these songs. We've demoed songs on our own, and we bring them to the studio to set in stone, and we decide on tempos and how things are arranged, and you sit around and you're thinking of this stuff, and that kind of reminds me of this, kind of reminds me of that, but then in the back of my head I'm always like, well, the curveball is always Mike, because there's a lot of great vocalists out there. There's a lot of tremendous vocalists out there, but the thing that I love what Mike has is just the signature, sound of his voice. Like it's not standard, especially for that genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's always important to have a signature sound on anything, and that's not an easy task to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's whenever he does his vocal tracks, that's going to be the glue, really, to what holds all the albums together with this newest one, because there's a few new things that we get into. Nothing that extreme, but it goes from, it's stretched more in extremes and so far, in my opinion, than the last CD.
Oh,
there's things that are kind of more, melodic. There's probably going to be a lot of songs that are, a little bit more ambitious as far as structure and layers, but
lead guitar, more lead guitar at all?
I would imagine we haven't gotten to that point yet, but as far as like with keyboards and a little bit more progressive things on this CD.
Okay.
As far as like some key changes and some tempo changes. And it's not one of those albums that you're going to get that. What can I give like a reference to? Not that we're anything like them, but like, you know, when you listen to an AC/DC album, you know what you're going to get every album. You know what I mean? There might be,
right.
But like, you know, the cool thing about this band, and I think what I add to it personally is that, you know, that curveball as far as, you know, I have my hand in a pot of like a lot of different styles, and you know, I think that I got to help showcase that with them this time around with some of the material. So it's not gonna be one of those albums where, okay, it's, you know, you get this every song for 12 songs, and they could be great songs, but there's dynamics, you know, to the song so far. The songs are about 80% done. There's a few things that need tweaked and finished up, but so far there's a good dynamic of who we are and what it represents.
That's good, and that's good. That's what it should be. Anybody's music should be true to themselves. You know, some people forget that, and they think it's a job, and they got to do a certain. Like, I didn't even know until you said that AC/DC had more than one album.
And that's what, as a kid, like growing up, like a little kid, you know, like I think what was that Razor's Edge album that came out. You know, I loved it. You know,
right.
And, you know, but as you get older, you start to learn how to play and you start analyzing things. You're just like, yeah, this is the same. These are the same.
But you know what? I think their fans would be like, what the fuck are you doing if they played something different?
Yeah, exactly. They're just, you know, it's, they got into a thing and, you know, they're doing it. They've done it, you know, for how many years now? I mean,
yeah, and I'm sure the 17,000 houses they have and cars there, you know, tell the people that say, "Oh, you sound the same." Yeah, look at my garage. Fuck you, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, they're good musicians in that. But there is a lot of bands that do have that. You know, when you have a sound, you can keep the sound, but not keep the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like Ozzy. When Ozzy sings, you know it's Ozzy, but he changes from album to album. You know. He tries different things.
Yeah, those have always been my favorites. Like what you're saying, they change, but it's still them. It's still, you know, I'm mistaken that it's who they are. They've just taken a different approach, maybe, you know, lean to a different style at times. But those have always been, you know, my favorite bands as far as like when you look at the whole scheme of, you know, their albums. You know, there's bands that, you know, they come out and you know exactly when you're going to get that I love, but, you know, just for me personally, I've always loved the bands that kind of evolved and just kind of, you know, not necessarily ditched the past, but they wanted to do something. They wanted to, you know, they wanted to move on, and that's kind of how I am. It's like a restless thing. I don't know. You know, I love too much too. Like there's so much I love. I couldn't imagine, like when I went to music school, there's these dudes there that were like, that's all they did was like this Baroque music and this time, this one little time frame in history. And they would just hone in on that their whole lives. And, you know, like I have a cousin who plays, clarinet and saxophone in a Boston Symphony, and you know he does his one set, you know, the classical thing in that period, and that's it. That's, you know, he loves music, but as far as playing and listening and things like that, like that's I've never gotten that. I just so weird to me, like how someone could just
stick to one genre and that's it.
Yeah, especially like within an instrument, you know, like there's so much. It's so limited. There's so much to learn on an instrument, just switching from style to style. Like, you know, I like different styles for different reasons, you know.
Right, exactly.
Different styles teach you different things. You're not going to get, you're not going to milk all there is out of like, let's say if I just was in the blues, you're not going to, there's certain things that you're not going to get out of blues probably as much or at all as if you didn't, say, listen to something like classical. Or vice versa. So, I mean, I get off on things with different styles of music for different reasons. And that's how I've always been.
Was there anybody? Was there anybody else in your family into music when you were growing up?
My stepmom, like she toured around the world in different bands. Nothing original, but I'm dead. Like she had good success, especially for the time she was doing it. She made a living and was able to like support herself from touring. But I'm just one of those people that's hell bent on original music. Like I would rather die in the streets trying and failing miserably. Failing, right? I'd rather die trying and failing miserably, putting together something that came from me than just kind of making money at it and going to the clubs and touring around and because that's like there's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
And it just, to me, like when I pick people's brains, like the musicians that I've met, and everyone has their own perception and definition of what success is. Like, I've talked to people around here and the different scenes, and they make money at just playing around here at the circuit of the blues circuit or whatever style they're in, and they're making money and they're making really good money. But it's just basically learning.
No, they're not. Don't let them fool you, dude. They're not making any fucking money. They're
Well,
making enough to pay. They're making enough money to pay their tab at the bar that they're playing at. And you're right. You're right. You would rather die and fail miserably at what you're doing now, is like writing music and putting things together and being a part of a production, than to be a cover band in some bar where people are, playing, saying "Free Bird," that kind of crap, and
Yeah.
you put yourself in a better class, and that's confidence, and that's the way it should be, and that's what music's all about.
That's what I mean. That's how I feel too. I mean, that's like I said. It just comes down to how people see things. But I mean, I agree. I mean, that's just who I am. I got into music because I wanted to. There's like you listen to a song and it makes you feel like a certain way, and you're like, I want to do that, and that's what got me into it. I mean, playing it is one thing, but and you feel that way. But if you write it and then you play it, it's an amazing feeling. Like you just, and especially it's kind of hard to do. I mean, I always have that kind of a like wish, which is it's like the impossible wish to like, I'll put something together and you're there like every part of the way, every step of the way, you're there putting together the song, piecing things together. And I always think like when I'm done, like if I'm happy with it, I'm like, man, I wish I could just hear it for the first time as like a regular listener, to go through it and just hear it for the first time. But I mean, that's really what I go for, is to kind of get the feeling. I'll hear something will inspire me that I really, really like it could be like a melody or a chord change or something. And I'm like, that, I love that, and it's just endless. Cause you can sit down and write something, everyone has the same, limited notes they can deal with, but to piece something together that's original, and that's the cool challenge, and that's basically what I kind of strive to do, is just get that same feeling that I felt as a listener for the first time listening to something.
Well, listen, Mark. Just want to thank you for coming on tonight. Anybody? Let's see. I want to basically shout out to Mike and say thanks a lot, and for at least having a conversation with me. And also, I want to thank you for coming on our show tonight. It's been a pleasure, and we look forward to hearing bigger and better things from Order of Nine. Thanks for coming on tonight, Mark.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks for, reaching out to me. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, man. Thanks for reaching out to me to be your buddy. So we're friends on Facebook, and anything comes up, we can help you out with here at kgfrocks.com. We'll be happy to do that for you, man. You guys got anything else for Mark?
No, I just wanted to say, you know what I do when I'm happy and I know it?
Do you really want to know?
I clap my hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, thanks for coming on, Mark. It was a very interesting conversation, and it was good. And if you want to hear yourself, you can go back to our website and hear it when the show's over.
Yeah. Whenever you guys get the link, shoot me the link, and I'll help share it around.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right,
It was a pleasure meeting you, and keep rocking.
Yeah, thanks. If either of you haven't connected with me on Facebook or whatever, do so, and I'll definitely keep in touch.
I'll send
Awesome.
him the link. Hey, listen, thanks for coming on tonight, Mark. We really do appreciate it, bro. And look forward to bigger and better things from you guys. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right,
It's been great.
All right, take
Thanks.
care of yourself. Good night.
Take care. Night.
Hey, well, that was Mark, an order of 9. Guido, your mic is fucked up.
Why?
You sound like you're hella far away.
No, you know what I had? I had it up in the air because I was eating something and I didn't want everybody to hear it.
Oh, you didn't want anybody to hear you slurping. Well, that was a great interview with Mark. Mark, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight. We really do appreciate you coming in tonight. And hell, Mary Jane even stayed for the whole interview. How awesome was that?
I did. I found it was cool.
Yeah, great band, and we can look forward to more of them on kgfrocks.com. Just to give everybody a heads up out there, we're not going to be doing an Artist of the Week for a little while, but we'll get back into it later. No worries about that. We'll figure out how to do this damn thing. I think we got it figured out, but we'll work on it.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. We're going to get it back. We're going to get it back. So, anyway, I want to remind everyone also the great shows on board here. We got we got Rob Boyer on Monday night. We also have Nighty Fox on Tuesday, right? Monday and Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And then we also have on Wednesday we have
Wild Bill,
and we have the Podcast City, right?
Podcast Podcast Rock City.
Yeah, Podcast Rock City, and then on Thursday we have Nightwind. It's in the wind, night blowing wind, and then let's see, on Thursday night that's him, right? On Thursday night, and then on Friday we also have Wild Bill again on Friday, and then in the evening we have Nightwind again. So, and I popped on.
You totally missed a whole DJ.
Who?
You need to read it off the damn schedule. You didn't say Diamond at all.
Oh no, and she's awesome too. I need to look. I should do that. Wait a minute, let's give it justice here. Let's do this.
Let me do it here for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, well, I fucked that up.
I was like, should I say something? But
yeah, you should. You should. Yeah.
So here is the real schedule. Of course. Oh, free ride. What are we going to do?
Yeah, long show. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
All right. Here it is. Ready? On Mondays, he missed a total one. At 4 p.m., we have Nighty Fox. At 8 p.m., we have the Metal Enema Show with Rob Boyer. Then on Tuesdays, we got the Hot Lunch with Diamond. And at 4 p.m., Nighty Fox again. Wednesdays is Wild Bill Hill at 11 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. is Joe and Jody from the podcast Rock City. 4 p.m. on Thursdays is Nightwind, and on Fridays it's a triple threat: 11 a.m. Wild Bill Hill, 4 p.m. Nightwind, and 9 p.m. Diamond. And of course, Conjugal visits each and every Sunday night right here on KGFRocks.com.
Yeah. Now that's how you read an ad. That's how you do it, Ed. I completely fucked that up.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's been a long day for me. So, anyways, and we're very proud of the fact that we've had over almost 4,400 listeners to our Conjugal Visit show, and we're very, very pleased. And you can't imagine how grateful we are for all you listeners out there. We do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys rock, and we love you guys.
Yeah, we really do, and especially the ones who come back every week, because there are a few of you out there that do it, and you don't have to listen to it live. You can listen to it anytime you want over at our YouTube page at kgfrocks.com on YouTube, right?
Yep, yes you can.
And let's see, also you can go to SoundCloud
And Spreaker.
and on our page.
That's right.
So there's a number of ways you can get to our show, and you can replay it anytime you want.
So there's no damn excuse
For not listening. Great interview tonight. Had a really good time with that. So you did a food festival today, and I had today off. What did MJ do today? Nothing.
No, well, MJ played her World of Warcraft because the new expansion just released a few days ago, Legion, and I've been really into that, trying to get my tune to 100. So yeah, all you nerds out there will know what I'm talking about. So that's what I've been doing. Today has just been a MJ day of just chilling, smoking pot, and hanging out and sleeping in. Hell yeah.
That's good. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow because I have to work the rest of the week, but I have to change I don't start work usually till 11 o'clock. And now that my kids are going back to school, my wife will be working, so I have to get up at 7 now instead of 10.
Aww.
So, but it doesn't sound like that bad, but my habit is to stay up till 3, 4 in the morning, what
yeah.
I mean?
That's going to be the hard part to break.
Right. And
That's going to be hard.
So tonight is probably the last night I'll be able to, be a night owl and
stay up late.
Yeah.
They start school tomorrow?
No,
Tuesday.
So tonight will be the last night.
See, they still do it the old-fashioned way. Here in St. Louis, they're already back at school.
Yeah.
They've been in school for 2 weeks already.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I said, when I went to school, man, it was like the weekend after the holiday weekend. We went back. Yeah. It's such cheap bastards want to squeeze 2 more weeks out of your kids and make it a pain in the ass. The summer's not over until Labor Day.
You're right. That's how
the way
it's
I
always
look
been
at
here.
it.
Yeah.
That's the way I've always looked at it. But hell no, our schools are already back in session.
And you're not the only one. There's schools all over the country that start, like in Texas and whatever. And MJ, when do they start in California? Do you know?
Actually, they've already started.
Yeah,
they actually start either late August or now, like this Tuesday.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Most all of them are already started here in St. Louis.
I know the parents I know are happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see. What was I going to do? Oh, you went to see a concert, didn't you, Guido?
Yeah, this past Wednesday, I went to see Tesla, REO Speedwagon, and Def Leppard.
Oh, that's awesome.
How was Def Leppard?
Def Leppard is ridiculously good, and it's amazing because they're not young guys anymore. Okay, they're not old, but they're not young, and they sound like a new band. Like they're just, they're so good. I mean,
they sound fresh, huh?
They almost a couple times I questioned if they were using backing tracks, but then I heard a little tiny mistake. I'm like, okay, they're not, and they're that good. And the band that surprised me though was REO Speedwagon, because the dude was Kevin Cronin, the lead singer, white hair, little glasses, looked like an English teacher. Okay,
right.
But he sounds like 1983 again. He sounds superb.
Right.
It's just amazing, And then the Saturday before, I went to see my favorite band, Kiss, and that'll be the last time I see Kiss.
Yeah.
Because they sucked.
They sucked really bad, didn't they?
Paul Stanley cannot sing anymore, and it's a shame. It's like he let the crowd sing more than he did, and I give him all the credit in the world. He was such a great, powerful singer for all them years. Sometimes when you sing in those higher notes, when you get older, you can't do it anymore.
It just comes to a point where it's over, dude. You got to say when. You got to know when to say when. I mean, and we ought to do a show about that. about when is it time to end. I'm getting ready to go see JD Blackfoot. He does the song for Crazy Horse, and also a few other of the Midwest ditties that were really good classic rock songs back in the day, early '70s. And he's getting ready to do his retirement show here in St. Louis, and I'm definitely going to go to that. But we ought to do a show around that. Around when is it time to say when is it time to say when?
When did they jump the shark?
Yeah, when did they jump the shark?
Do you know where that saying came from?
Yeah, I know it came from Happy Days when
because
when Fonz jumped over a shark.
Like the worst disaster of all time because everybody tuned in to see it and it was like the lamest shit ever.
Yeah.
So it was like they just went too far. They should have ended the show before. So that's what they could say when people think a show should end or whatever, a band should end. They jumped the shark or whatever.
They jumped the shark, right?
Yeah.
Right. And MJ's over there just shaking her head, not knowing what the fuck we're talking about.
I'm listening.
It's like Gilligan's Island around here. Okay.
You know what? It's just me and my ganja people.
Yeah.
It's just you and your guy. I'm a happy camper, too. I'm feeling comfortably numb, and I hope everyone out there is, too, and I hope that everyone enjoyed our interview tonight. We want to get back to what we were talking about before the break about what's going on down there in Louisiana. I did want to, first of all, let everyone know that we appreciate you guys listening in, okay? And any help you can give to the station, we appreciate it. But anyways, going back to, I'm going to next Saturday, the 10th, I will be in Springfield, Missouri, seeing Conquest Metal. And we got a hotel room, the whole 9 yards. I'm all set up, and I'm going to go to the show and have a really good time and talk to the guys backstage and maybe get some interview on my phone and just have a good time. So that'll be interesting.
That sounds awesome.
And that's our good buddy, metal DJ Rob Boyer's band.
Rob Boyer's band. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And it's going to be a great show because they got like 4 bands out before them. And they're going to headline the show. So that's going to be awesome.
Now, where is it at? What city?
It's in Springfield, Mo.
Okay.
And it's actually an event on Facebook. If you want to know more, you can go to Conquest Metal STL, or you can come to kgfrocks.com and ask. I've got the ad posted on our KGF Rocks group page and also on our KGF Rocks page.
Isn't that where Homer Simpson's from?
Where's that from?
Springfield.
Now, I don't know if that's Missouri or what. I think it's Illinois. I think that's Springfield, Illinois, is that. Hey, if anybody out there knows, I think it's Springfield, Illinois, to be honest.
It could be.
Yeah, I think it is.
It might just well be. I did not have sex relations with that woman.
Oh, God. Don't go there. Don't go there. You know, I put in a post today on Facebook that says, or yesterday, it's getting harder and harder not to post political shit on my Facebook. It really is getting hard. So
that's what she said after she sucked my cigar.
He ain't coming in, man.
Now I look like death sucking on a lifesaver.
Yeah, that's what he did look like. Yeah,
he did. They showed a picture. I posted it too, and it shows Bill Clinton, and it shows Sammy Hagar. It says Sammy Hagar 68, Bill Clinton 69. I guess it's better to be in rock than politics.
Right, better to be in rock than politics, and he looks like hell. Mm-hmm. He looks like shit. He really does.
Sammy Hagar actually looks like he's in his fucking 40s. What the hell is this dude doing, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. You think he had plastic surgery?
No, I don't think he did. You think he did?
You think he did?
No.
Who? Sammy Hagar? Plastic surgery?
Maybe.
No.
I don't know. No.
I think it was all the damn tequila and living in fucking Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and
that would make you wrinkled.
He doesn't come out during the day.
Hey, Sammy, if you're listening, come on in and answer our question for us. Have you had plastic surgery? I don't think he has. I think he just...
This is Red Rocker Sammy Hagar. No, I hadn't do that shit.
The Red Rocker.
I don't even know how that's how it would sound to me. Yeah, it's the Red Rocker Sammy Hagar here.
Yeah, he's a trip. Boy, I'll tell you, next week we're going to have one hell of a show.
Oh, who we having?
We're not having anybody. It's going to be me and you, and we're going to talk football.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait, why can't I join?
Oh, you want to join? Okay, yes, you are a
Hello,
football
just because
fan.
I'm a girl doesn't mean I don't watch football.
Well, we're going to talk
I've
about
been-
and make
I-
our predictions for the 2017 Super Bowl.
I was the champ in my fantasy football
We're going to make
team
our
last
picks.
year.
We're going to make our picks, and it'll be and we'll have a pool, and we'll see who wins. And we're going to have people call in and give their predictions, and we're going to put it all in one big pool. And yeah,
Nobody's going to call in because they're all afraid to call in.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is. We get
Okay,
4,400
you
listeners.
guys, if I can sit on call with these funny boys, then y'all can call in because they won't hurt you.
Or you can at least text us or
Unless
send
you want
us
us
a
to.
message and say hi. I mean, Jesus Christ, what do you got to do? Pull teeth around here to get somebody to I mean, we're not tough, man. We're easy house, man. We really
Yeah.
are. We're
You know
an
what's
easy
man.
house.
Yeah, dude. You know what song I heard today, and
Places of gas.
and I liked it.
Huh.
I'm turning Japanese.
I think I turned in Japanese. I really think so.
Yeah,
Really?
because I saw
Is that
your
on our
picture.
station?
No,
Oh,
what?
where'd you hear that at?
On at the food festival I was at.
Oh.
And it was good, and it was I like that song. There's a lot of songs out there that we think are stupid when they first come out, but then they just play them so much they just become part of you, and you end up liking them.
Yeah, like Walk Like an Egyptian.
Walk like an Egyptian.
I hated that song. But if I hear it now, it's like, wow, I haven't heard that in like decades. It actually
You know,
sounds pretty
my
good.
song that I can't stand but love when it comes on is Starship. We built this city.
We built
I
this
love
city.
that song.
Knee deep in the
song.
hoopla.
Knee
It's
deep
not.
in the hoopla. Hello?
Yeah,
Hello.
that was a moment of silence for the bowl that I dropped on the floor and broke.
You broke
Party
your
foul.
bone?
I always do. I can't. And I always buy glass ones, and I always fucking break them. I'll tap them out on the
Oh, I have the
ashtray
same
and smash
problem.
them, and
Yeah.
it's like now I got to steal one. So
You got to steal one?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
just get hot.
yeah, hot, damn hot,
They're hot. They give you blisters and shit. Yeah.
little crotch pot cooking.
They're a little bit pain in the ass. That's all I can get out of them.
Would you
Yeah,
go
so next
to
week-
a restaurant called the Blue Waffle?
No,
Why not?
because someone told me to look up Google Blue Waffle before, and I've never been so disgusted in my life. No.
What the hell is a blue waffle? I have no clue.
You know what? This would be perfect for on air right now. Free ride. Look up Google right now. Blue Waffle, please.
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
here we go.
Yeah, but
Here
there
we
is
go.
a restaurant called the Blue Waffle House, and I'm like, yeah, no. You know what happened? It was like somebody bought one of them Waffle House restaurants and then just painted it blue and put the word blue over, so that they could. And I'm like, I don't know if those people researched the name.
Blue waffle disease?
Yeah, read it. Look at go look at pictures.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, the Blue Waffle. You don't want the Blue Waffle.
This is disgusting, right? It's an infection. Oh, I know what it is. Ah, yuck. Don't go there.
And if
Faye. Yeah, no, we won't be doing that. All right.
like Blue Waffle,
The blue waffle is the disease of the vaginal area. That's disgusting.
it's the Blue Waffle and the meat curtain.
And the meat curtain. Oh,
Ah, yuck. Oh, put a block on that one. That would be a drag.
So, gentlemen, boys, if a chick says, "Would you like to eat my blue waffle?" Run as fast as
As
fuck
you can. That's right. And that's right. Just run.
It will eat you.
Yeah, don't look back because it's not something you want to see. That's for sure. Ah, Faye, I didn't know anything about that blue waffle thing.
You're not going to
Folks,
get that picture out of your head now.
No, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for a couple of days. I'm going to be thinking about that.
You go to work. You work with like guys, older, younger, and stuff. Tell them that you ate the best blue waffle ever, and see what happens. Or if you go to church and the priest says, "Did you eat breakfast?" "Yeah, I had blue waffles with my mom." That'll you'll be they'll be saying
that's sick.
Latin. Spiritus Mater mozzarella. They'll be praying over you.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do this tonight. That's a whole lot of fun.
Hey, you know what's really disgusting?
What's that?
Is when you use the mayonnaise and you put the knife in there and you pull out a condom.
Ew, when does that ever happen?
Oh, it's like every other week.
Really?
Where do you live? Actually, you know what? I think that one went over my head.
Yeah.
We're talking about something else. Either way, Guido, you're dirty.
I'm
You're
a
dirty.
You're a dirty motherfucker.
You're a dirty motherfucker. No question. Let's say he proves it every chance he gets.
I'm so innocent, you guys.
You're not innocent.
No, you know what a blue waffle is, so you're not that innocent. I had no clue what a blue waffle was. I had no idea. No idea. So,
You know what the Cleveland Steamer is?
Yeah, I know what that is.
MJ?
It has to do something with poop.
Yeah, see? So you're not a good girl.
Hey, bad girl.
The rusty trombone and fish hook.
What is a fish hook again?
It's when you take your finger and stick it in the booty and then you in their mouth like a hook.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
A sandy vagina. I think that's sex on the beach.
Yeah.
Sandy vagina.
Mm.
Yeah, that's been there, done that. That's not comfortable.
No. You got sand in your vagina before?
No. It was sand. Yeah, it was not pretty. It was uncomfortable.
You should never have sex on the beach. That's why they made a drink after it. Just do the drink and go to the fucking
I
car.
learned the hard way. I was young, dumb, and full of cum, and she thought it might be a good idea, but it turned out not to be such a good
And now you're old, bold, and dusty and mold.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah.
And like granny panties.
Yeah, well, it took a lot of, it took a long time to get to where I am as wise as I am today.
Me wise old son, master. You like the dragon master.
Right.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off. Yeah, I could teach you a few things, but you never know.
I know. You never know, man. And you
know
know what a great man said one time? All you need is love.
It's all you need
All
is
you
love.
need is love.
I'd rather, to be old and wise, you have to be young and stupid first. And so I've already done the young and stupid. So
I've done that twice.
You've done it twice. Okay.
Yeah. I've done it for enough lifetimes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What about you?
MJ, you make enough. We've all done it, right?
What? Done what?
Dumb stuff.
Dumb stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, nobody's perfect. I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life.
See? So
I don't regret
feel so-
any of it.
Yeah,
can't
I'm not
regret
gonna-
It made me who I am, and I had some fun.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what it's all about, having fun. So, anyway, don't miss us next week. We're going to talk about NFL predictions and who's going to do what, and we're going to talk about all that stuff. And who knows, we may have somebody come in and talk with us and talk football if you want to join us.
See if Hooligan's available because he's a
he would be perfect for it.
Oh, let's get Hooligan to come in.
I will do my best, boys, to try to get him to come in.
All right. Well, I'll hit him up too, and you hit him up too. Okay.
I will.
Guido, you make sure you hit him up as
Sure.
well. All right, and make sure we get him on the show next week because that man certainly knows his football.
Yes, he does.
He knows his football. I remember we did a show with him on football one year. Maybe just make that a once-a-year deal.
Yeah,
He's actually doing that tonight. He's with his buddies, his brothers, doing a fantasy football thing.
That's where Chaz is. That's why he's not here.
Yeah,
Everybody's
so
doing
they're
fantasy
doing it.
football.
He's doing his thing tonight.
How come we don't get into fantasy football? Is it
I
just too much
tried.
of a pain in the ass?
No, this is the first year I haven't done it. But remember last year I tried to do one with all the DJs and nobody would sign up for the league.
Oh, I would have signed up.
Yeah, I think this was after you had left like as a DJ, and but nobody wanted to sign up, and I'm like, I made the CBS Sports Line League and everything, and nobody was there for the draft.
Aw.
Yeah, but we could do something like that again next year. We just got to get enough people. See, what it is right now.
Well, there's still time. The season's just about to start.
That's true.
We can do on just you, me, and Freeride and see who wins.
I'll set it up.
Do it. I'm down.
Okay.
All right.
Girl power. I'll beat these guys.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep track of the poll all year long.
Yeah.
For the whole season, we'll keep track of the.
I think it would be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll set that up for next week for sure.
For sure.
All right.
Well, so our
And
listeners,
so
I
that
hope-
next week, I'm going to set the event for that, and we'll send out invitations to our friends, and we'll have people call in, and we'll add their names to the list or whatever, and just make predictions about football and talk football, and it's fun to do. And we don't need we'll have some folks come in, I'm sure. So anyway, that'll be next Sunday night. Don't miss it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. 9:00 Eastern, 8:00 Central, and out there it's like 5:15 in San Jose. So
It's about to be 8 o'clock.
it's about to be 8:00 right now. So
Yeah,
it
it's
starts
about
at
to be 8 o'clock.
it starts.
I
at
just
6
want to
o'clock.
say to our listeners that I wish y'all a wonderful Labor Day weekend, and please don't drink and drive. Just be safe.
No, don't drink and drive.
Why drink and drive when you can get high and fly?
Right. Stay home
right.
and fly
Stay
high.
Yeah, stay home and don't get behind the wheel of an automobile if you don't have to. Okay?
And don't eat yellow snow, please.
Don't you eat that yellow snow. That's
And
right.
boys, just a little tip: don't pee in the wind.
Don't piss in the wind. See,
Mm-mm.
we got all and avoid the clap.
And avoid the cloud.
No, and the best one of all is don't step on Superman's cape.
And don't spit into the wind either. So anyways, I think we've beaten this one to death. We're out of shit to talk about. So it's been fun. Thanks for coming in, MJ. It was great to talk with you on,
Aw,
like
thanks
always.
for having me.
Love
I
you
had
dearly.
a blast. I love
Yeah.
you guys, and I hope
Hey.
you have a wonderful night.
And Guido, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And special thank you to Mark for coming in tonight and chewing the fat with us on from Order of Nine. Thank you very much. We won't ever forget you, and we will put you in rotation. Thanks for listening tonight, folks. See ya.
Good.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.